team, and she's a social media manager. Thank you, Tammy. Okay, so we're now recording, which is awesome. Okay, Tammy is one of our social media managers and consultants here. So she's going to spend about an hour with you guys and chat about social media. Thank you to the wonderful world of technology. Tammy comes to us from BC. So if anybody was here earlier, heard the story that Tammy's actually lives up in a mountain in BC. She's been navigating the world of social media for 15 years, and now it's her career in her life. So she teaches others how to use social media and different tips and tricks. So this is going to be interactive. Please feel free to put your camera on. We have Jen here. Please feel free to put your camera on. If you guys have questions, please ask. Okay, don't hesitate. Either raise your hand, put it in the chat, or just chime in. And Tammy, I'll hand it over to you. This is being recorded, so everybody will get a recording of this as well. We have some cool giveaways and stuff at the end. So, all right,
awesome.
Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank
you. So thanks for having me, guys. We're gonna today we're mostly going to be talking about Facebook. However, with what I'm going to be teaching you, you'll be able to apply these techniques or thoughts and ideas to the other platforms. So keep that in mind. This is not even though I'm going to be working with Facebook, you can still apply it elsewhere. Okay. So the first way I wanted to introduce this to you was to talk about algorithms, because no matter which platform you're using, algorithms is what's controlling everything. An algorithm is a computer program that each platform has created where I'm going to use Gina. When Gina does a post, whether she posts on a timeline, whether she posts on her business page in a group, doesn't really matter. Wherever Gina posts, the algorithms look at her post and make a decision on who they should push her post out to. So who should see Gina's posts? That's what the algorithms do. So they control us completely. Now, the algorithms are programmed to organically take a post and push it out to a certain percentage of people. When it comes to the world of Facebook, if we're talking about business pages, this is where it truly sucks for us. The algorithms are not in your favor on a business page. You hit about 1% of your following organically. So that means all of you guys, if you haven't been working your business page, you're probably noticing under each post you do that you're hitting maybe 5 people. It'll say like 10 people reached, 20 people reached, and you're probably not getting much further than that. And that is because in order to get the algorithms to work better for us, we have to generate engagement. And that's on any platform. And engagement represents a reaction. So a like of some sort, like, love, sad, a comment, and shares. Now, moving forward, rumor has it that Facebook is going to eliminate the reactions out of the algorithms. The feature will still be available, but it won't count, which means the only 2 things that are going to count to get your post seen by more people is when people are commenting and sharing. Okay. So having said that, it's like, well, if nobody's seeing my content, then how do I even build that up? How do I even get my algorithms to work more so in my favor? And that truly is about creating engagement. You need to force engagement to happen. And I'm going to show you some tricks. I'm going to show you a very simple trick that will help you on your business page, to start building up your algorithm. So for example, because I've been working Facebook for so long, I now do only 3 posts per week on my business page, and I'm still hitting numbers around 600 and 700 reach. And it's because I'm getting engagement. So every time someone comments on your post, the algorithm takes it and pushes it out to a few more people. Okay. So how can you make this work for you? And again, this is any platform. If you're using Instagram, if you're using LinkedIn, which I think all of you should be on LinkedIn, I find a lot of real estate agents don't focus on LinkedIn, and it's a great platform to use strategically. So think about that in the back of your mind, okay? But no matter which platform I'm using, I know that if I can create engagement, the algorithm will just keep increasing my visibility more and more and more. So I'm going to do a share screen. I'm going to show you one trick you can do. This is a very simple trick you can do on your business page to start bringing up your visibility. Now, this would take a time to build up, but as you build this up, what will happen is because the algorithm will push your post into more news feeds, you'll start to see engagement happen. And as that engagement starts to happen, it allows you to kind of back off from what you have to do to force the system, in essence. So when you go to your business page, and please be aware, guys, we have changes coming. So your business page, you will see this happen. They're going to force your page to change over. Your business page is going to change, and it's going to look like a personal timeline. They're going to be identical. So a lot of confusion there. The home tab of your Facebook is going to change. Your tabs across the top of your Facebook are no longer going to be there. They're going to be down the left-hand side. And groups are going to change. So please be aware as you're moving through this over the next couple of weeks, changes are going to happen on your Facebook, okay? So I'm currently still in an old layout. My page has not changed quite yet. Now, when you go to a business page, if you take a post, so here's a post here, and I want to get more visibility on this post, the share feature is the #1 rated element in algorithms. So the more shares that you can get on a post, the more visibility you will get. Okay, the algorithms will push you out to more people. So the problem is, though, the algorithms do not reward business pages when they share. They only reward people. So most people do is they come to their business page, they look for a post, okay, and they click share. Now, when they do this, the problem is, I'm going to say share to a group. The problem is when I do this, I'm sharing as my business page. Soon as I do this share, the algorithm doesn't count it. It doesn't recognize it. Okay. We just have a chat. Algorithms only support. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Megan. Sorry. So here's your trick. When you go into share, I want you to click on this drop down and I want you to change it to you. Change it to your, whoops. Yeah, there it goes. Change it to your personal name. By changing it to your personal name, when you do the shares, they will now count. The algorithm doesn't look at your personal name and say, oh, she's the owner of the page or she's the admin. It just sees me as a person. So if you can do 3 to 5 shares per day, you're going to see your number of people reached under a post start to hit around the 300, 350 mark. So it's important that you go through, and I'm going to share this into a group. Okay. So it's important, like, so here, I'm going to do the Aurelia Business Network. So I'm going to drop this in. So I can choose at this point to write something if I want. Are you joining us? You don't have to write anything. Are you joining us? And then you're going to post it. Now, by doing this, the algorithm just picked up that I shared this post. And what it does, it's now going to take my post and push it out to more of my followers because I just created engagement. Engagement is a share. So a simple trick on your business page is get yourself in a habit, go through the different groups in your target area, look at their rules, just make sure that you're allowed to promote your business and which day of the week, and then make a list I have lists. I just pull them out of my thing every morning. Literally, I have papers and it's for each client. And I have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I've already done all the research. So I know exactly which groups on Monday I'm allowed to promote business. So then on Monday, I pull out my sheet. I go to the business page. I go share into this group, share into this group, share into this group. And I get about 5, 6, 7 shares out. And then it took me maybe 5 minutes to do that. And I know by the end of the day, I will hit numbers at about 350, 400. Okay, so a very simple task. It's just setting up. So that's on your business page. Now, the reality is when we talk about Facebook, each element of Facebook, the algorithms rate it, right? Well, they also rate it based on where you are on Facebook. So the number one place that's going to give you organically the most visibility from algorithms is your personal timeline. You're going to hit at least 60% of your friends. So if I know that my personal timeline organically is going to give me that kind of visibility, then why am I not working my personal timeline? Why am I not building it so that I get the visibility, which ultimately will drive traffic to my business page? Because if I'm working it correctly, eventually, so if Cynthia, all of a sudden, we're making a connection here on this Zoom, she sends me a friend request, I get her on my friends list, I know for a fact that with the content that I end up putting out on my personal timeline, at some point, Cynthia is now going to go look at my business page because I'm going to make her curious. She's going to want to know more about what I offer because I do social media. I'm very fortunate to be in social media, but I know with how I work my personal that ultimately I'm going to drive her to my business. So I'm going to show you a trick, another trick to really get the algorithms on fire on your personal timeline. And what this means is that when you do a post on your personal timeline, all eyes end up seeing it. I have posts on my personal timeline that have been seen and reacted to by over more than 600 people. So I'm going, okay, hang on. How am I not taking advantage of that? So I'm going to show you a trick. All right. I love that. This is one of my favorite features in Facebook. It is not what the feature is made for. Okay. So I'm just going to go to home. But this is how I utilize this feature. So if I know that the algorithms are in my favor on my personal timeline, that organically I can hit the most people, I need to figure out how to strategically even reach more people, how to make sure that the right people are seeing my content. So algorithms are based around engagement, I have to do that as well. I can do some very strategic engagement, which what will happen is that when I do a post, the algorithms will push my post into specific news feeds based on the engagement I'm doing. So there's a feature in Facebook when you're on your home tab, down the left-hand side, you're going to click on the Friends tab. Once you're in this tab, you're going to see something called Custom Lists. You're going to click on Custom Lists. Now, this is strictly just for your personal timeline. You can now make lists of people on your friends list that you will want to be able to, are we supposed to be seeing your screen? Can you not see my screen? Oh, let's try that again, share screen. Greg, shake your head, can you see it now? Awesome, thank you. So let me start fresh, okay? Going back to home, and I'm gonna click on the friends list down the left-hand side. And when I go into this tab, there's an item here called Custom Lists. So what you want to do, this is homework. You have to set this up ahead of time. What you want to do is go through your friends list, and I want you to make lists, okay? I'm just going to do a stop share for a second. And I want you to make lists of people that fall into categories. For example, a list of people who are potential customers, people who are first-time home buyers, people who are downsizing, maybe people who are retiring, people who are looking for vacation property, People who are maybe networkers. And what I mean by that, you know, you've met people along your journey that have massive networks. You should be strategically networking with them to get exposure to their network. So you should be engaging with those type of people. So really think about the different lists that you can create. Who am I trying to target that's on my friends list? So you're going to do that first. Once you've made that list, you will go into this custom list here, and you now can create custom lists. So right at the bottom, it says create list. Name it very specifically so you know exactly what it is. Okay, so I'm going to go first time home buyers. Now, you may not know for sure, but if you were looking at your friends list and there are certain individuals you're not 100% sure about, go to their profile. Go through their profile, learn about them, see what they're posting. Based on what they're posting, you should be able to classify them into a category. Everyone should fall into a category of who you're working, who you're trying to get. You want to get them as some type of a client or a team partner, whatever it might be. So you're going to create your lists, name them. At this point, you can add these people to your list. So I've made my list. I'm now going to add them in. So you can type a person's name. Okay, so I'll do Megan since she's on here. So I can, oh, that was weird. All right, let's do Jen. Jen's on here somewhere. I'll just, there we go. So you can start searching, you can scroll, but basically you're going to go through the list and add whoever it is you feel that falls into that list. Now, keep in mind, nobody sees these lists but you. This is strictly for you. You can add people to multiple lists. Someone might fall into multiple lists. They could be a networker that you want to make a connection with, but at the same time, maybe they are getting ready for retirement and are looking to downsize. So they could end up on two different lists, okay? Once you create your list, now I'm going to show you another quick little thing before I show you what to do now that you're set up. So once you have your list set up, there is a quick way that you can do this. If you just go and make your list, you don't have to add people at this point, and then go to your personal timeline and go to your friends list here. This is where your friends are listed. What you can do when you hover over someone's name, the box pops up, this blue box right here that says friends. When you click it, it says edit friend list. It will show you all your lists. So now you can just click and add them. So I can go first time home buyer. Oh, she's also a networking circle, right? And you can just add them wherever you need to add them. So that is kind of a quick way. Once you create the list, you could just physically go through your friends list for each one of them and go, oh, where should they go? And you don't have to add everybody to a list, right? Be strategic about this. Okay. So you have your list together. All right. So now you go, okay, let's say I know that I have a property coming up and it's located north of the city. So I'm targeting people who are going to be either looking on downsizing or for a second or home or vacation property, right? Because they already have something. So I know that that listing's coming up. Now that listing is ultimately going on my business page. This is not going on my personal, right? But I'm going to be putting out content on my personal strategically to drop indication that I've got a property coming. I'm not going to hard sell. I'm just going to be strategic on selling to people. Okay. So I'm like, there are certain people that need to see this post. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's say next Friday is the date that you're going to be putting on, posting this listing. Okay. So leading up to it, I now have to go in and do strategic engagement to get eyes on my post. So I'm going to do a screen share. So there's a couple of things you're going to be doing. You're going to be sprinkling posts on your personal timeline, which I'll do a couple of examples. I'll show you. You are going to be putting posts out on your personal timeline to start to generate engagement. You can't just leave your personal timeline dead until you put something out on a Friday. You need to be leading up to it. So if you know that the post is about a vacation property north, start asking questions, pop out questions. Who's excited about retirement and thinking of buying that second property, or whatever questions you might want to ask. Start dropping those questions on your personal timeline, getting people to comment. It'll start to at least get you visibility, but we'll also start to educate you on some of those people. Like whoever comments, you need to pay attention to those people because they could be a potential. So you're going to be putting content out on your personal timeline leading up to that Friday where you're going to go, I'm so excited, guys. I just got this amazing listing. Here it is. And you can have a link driving them right to your business page or whatever. Okay. So during the process leading up to the Friday, I now come into Facebook and I want you to commit to at least 10 minutes a day doing this, minimum 10 minutes a day, okay? And you're going to come into Facebook and you got to go to your custom list. So we're going to go to the Friends tab down the left. And then I'm going to go into my custom lists, okay? I'm going to select the list of people that I want to try to get their eyes on my posts. So you go to these lists and you physically go to their timeline and you must engage. So you want to comment. This is the point. You're not doing a reaction. You need to comment on their posts. Okay. So let's go down. I'm going to find one. This isn't the right Jen Gowland account. So let me just, and I know that, let me just go somewhere here. I just want to be able to show you guys. So let's say this was someone on my list. Okay. So what I want you to do is, and you're going to go through these lists on a regular basis. This is like a daily process. So really concentrate. Every day leading up to the Friday, I'm going to focus on the lists of who I'm physically targeting. So the trick is, and sorry, none of my stuff seems to be loading. I'm trying to find something. The trick here though, guys, is when you comment, I want you to comment with a question. Think of a question to ask them. So I'm not actually going to comment on Karen's. I need to find, I won't post it. So when you read their post, she's talking about the artificial lights and stuff like that. So I might say something like, did you find it bothered your eyes after wearing them for a few hours? Actually, I'll put this out there, them for a few hours. Now, I know this has nothing to do with real estate, has nothing to do with anything that I would be ultimately selling, let's say. What the trick here is, by asking her, commenting with a question, she has to physically answer me now. And as soon as she answers me, I just connected the algorithm between the two of us. I just brought the algorithm. I said, hey, algorithm, I want to know more about what Karen is doing. And when Karen responds, the algorithm says, oh, look, she's interested in what Tammy has to say. So the algorithms connect the two of us. And the more I engage with Karen, I know there's a almost a 99% chance by Friday, Facebook will make sure that my post goes into her news feed. To build your news feed, to build content coming in there, wherever you are doing your engagement, whoever you are engaging with is how the algorithms tie you together. If you meet someone, let's say I meet Greg. Greg and I meet inside of a group. And we start commenting and chatting with each other. Maybe he posted something and I commented and started a conversation with Greg. The next thing you know, Greg and we take the conversation into Messenger. And now we're communicating in Messenger. And the next thing you know, we are now friends. All those places that we are communicating are all tied into the algorithms. So wherever I'm communicating with Greg, the algorithms are taking that and going, wow, these two really do like what each other has to say. And you'll start to see more of Tammy's content or more of Greg's content in the feed. And you'll notice that. Pay attention to your news feed. They will drop things in there that they're pushing to you to say, hey, you might want to see this. At the same time, you'll start to see the people you're engaging with more and more and more into your news feed. And as you bring them into your news feed, you won't need to work those lists. And you should be rotating your lists consistently, the people in them. Once you're developing that relationship and you're getting the eyes on you, you should be going, okay, I need another 2 new people. You should be constantly adding new people that you're working on engaging. And this will bring visibility to your personal timeline. People are not using personal timelines the way they should, man, because it's the one place Facebook doesn't hinder us out of everything we do, which is really cool. So when we talk about posts leading up, you want to look at, and it's all going to depend on your audience. You guys, I can only give you suggestions. You'll have to work this to figure out what your audience responds to. But I can tell you, my audience loves quizzes, quotes, jokes. They love that. They love inspiration. They love motivation. So if that's what my audience loves, then that's what I'm giving them. Because if that's where I'm going to get my engagement. Okay. So quotes, always something. This was just a quick little thing. So you guys are real estate agents. And I can say to you that everyone pretty much knows what a real estate agent does. But a lot of people don't actually understand the market and all the things that go with the market. So you could be putting out content on your personal timeline, educating people about the market. I mean, especially now when they made the announcement about the foreigners purchasing property. I guess there's something going on now with that. They're stopping it from happening. Those are things that people need to know because the market has been so rough. So you can put elements out there around the real estate market where you're educating people. Quick little things. Don't make long posts, just quick little things. You want to talk about your success, what you're achieving, who you're meeting with. Okay. And I'm going to give you some ideas for your actual business page for content as well. So I will talk about lessons learned. Again, funny things. Are you sure it's Tuesday and not second Monday? Because Tuesday to me felt like Monday because I woke up and it was like, oh my God. But the key here is just to get people engaging on your content. As long as I'm getting comments is the key, right? So here's that's a share. I'm just finding one that I can show you. Like this one had 154 reactions and 29 comments. So it's just working it, right? Getting people to engage on a regular basis. All right. So when we talk about content, content is king, and content, no matter whichever platform you're working on, content is king. So when algorithms are rating content, no matter which platforms, video is rated at the top. Video from an algorithm will always get the most organic reach. In Instagram, Reels are number 1, which is still video. Reels always will get you the biggest bang for your buck, then stories, and then a post. On Facebook, it's video, live video first, then recorded video, then your posts. Okay, that's how they're rated. So if you're comfortable doing video, then I strongly recommend you get a marketing packet, a marketing plan together and do video series. Okay, there are some great features on your business page. Do you know you can create playlists of video just like YouTube? So if you do a series, you can set them up as a playlist, and when someone watches the first video, it'll automatically play your video in your playlist, not some other random person on Facebook that Facebook thinks they should recommend as the video to come in after. So there's some great advantages to doing video and making it look and drive traffic where you need on your business page. So if you're comfortable with video, do video. Now, I want you to think about this. This is for your business page, which you can ultimately use in Instagram. You can use in LinkedIn as well. You can ultimately utilize it on your personal. I just don't want you to go hard on your personal with looking like you're always selling. Okay. So I don't like to use the word it's easy. So bear with me on choosing that word, but it's easy to sell a listing on Facebook. I can put a listing up, and trust me, when it comes to real estate, you put a listing up, people are looking. So you can get your eyes on a listing. But in between your listings, why aren't you selling the community? Why aren't you out doing videos showcasing what's in the community? Where can I take my kids for recreation? Are there parks? Is there a lake nearby? What type of schools are there? What type of churches? What type of religions? If I want to go on a date night with my boyfriend or my husband or my whoever, where can I go? So what I want you to do is start researching your community and go out and do interviews. Go meet the guy at the restaurant where it's a romantic dinner and talk to him. Why did you choose this community to open your restaurant? What do you love about this community? Go to the rec center and interview one of I guess we call them rink rats, the ones who work there. Go talk to interview them. Why do you love working for the city? What type of programs do they have here for kids in the ages of this to this? Maybe, wherever, do you guys have an escape room? If you guys have an escape room, go talk to the guy or the woman that runs the escape room. What are the reactions to people who participate? Sell your community. And the trick is by bringing these people into your video. Now, if you're not comfortable doing video, at least take pictures of them. So you and them doing some selfies together, and then you can write a post, okay? But here's the trick. You tag them, their personal and their business. You tag both of them. Tagging is with an @ symbol. Does everyone know how to tag? Because this is key. Tagging will get you more visibility. So wherever you can tag people, tag them. So why not go out there and meet the people in your community and utilize that into visual posts? Then also incorporate in there the tips and tricks. Teach them about the market. Get them to understand and do it in simple form, right? And maybe it's going out. If you guys watch Jimmy Kimmel, he always goes out on the street. Why not go out on the street? Why not just stop people if you're comfortable with that and ask them some real estate questions? See what they know. And that will allow you to answer the question. And now you get to turn it into an educational video at the same time. And then you get to tag them. And let's be honest, if I met Cynthia on the street and I interviewed her, she's going to tell her friends. It's just a given. She's going to share the video. Hello, I was just interviewed on the street. So take advantage of opportunities to really get out there and meet the people that will help you to build your business, right? And you can use those videos, whether you just choose to do photos with written, you can use them on all platforms. So I'm not talking about doing 3 different videos just to get it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I'm talking about one video. You can modify that video any way you need in order to make it work for the other platforms, or you don't modify it at all. But it'll allow you to have multiple, to get content on multiple platforms. Any questions around all of that? Because next we're going to talk about Facebook ads. But any questions around everything we just talked about? My final point on this will be consistency, engagement, commenting with questions, and working those lists. And it's just a commitment on your calendar. Add it to your daily calendar. Give yourself 30 minutes a day. It's not a lot of time to commit, and it doesn't matter time of day. Beginning, end, I don't care when you do it. Commit to 30 minutes of going in and actually doing some real engagement to start getting more visibility. Okay, perfect. Let's talk now about ads. It is ads is a very tricky situation, and you guys as real estate agents are even in a more trickier situation when it comes to ads. If you are looking to invest in ads, one, you must have a business page. If you don't have a business page, you can't run ads, okay? Two, real estate agents, you fall into a category called special ads. And if you do not select this in your ad, and I'm going to go into an ad and show you, your Facebook ad will be rejected. And your Facebook ads also go into Instagram, so it will be rejected. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. Another key trick. Most people, and everybody laughs at me when I say this. If you use the words you, your, when I'm physically writing something and I am targeting an individual in my words, Facebook in an ad will reject your ad. So you need to use words like we, us, our. Never use an individual, you or yours. It will get rejected. You're not allowed to target individuals. Okay. All right. So one of the coolest ads in here is called lead ads. Has anyone ever done a lead ad? Oh my God, they're so awesome. So Facebook actually has a lead ad element built into here, and it will give you the information you're looking for, people's names and email addresses, whatever information you physically ask for, it will provide you that. So when it comes to doing a lead ad, I highly recommend a lead ad means that I'm going to give them something. That's why I'm, asking them for their information so that I can give them something in return. So come up with some free downloads. Not one pagers, make it like a 2-3 page free download. So drop images in between your text, just make it. When people see we have to remember how people think and what they visually see. So if I received a download and it was one page, instantly, I don't think it's worth much value. But I can take that one pager and convert it into 3 by dropping in some photos. And I've changed people's mindsets. When they see 3 pages, they go, oh, there's some good value in here. It's 3 pages. It's just a mindset thing, literally. So make sure your downloads are more than 1 page. Offer, downloads can be, again, educating them on the market. Maybe it's, summer's coming. Maybe it's doing a summer clean out. Maybe it's getting our homes ready for the summer. Whatever your free download can be, you want to come up with something. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and show you what happens is by creating this lead ad. So I'm just going into my ads manager. Can you guys see my screen? Someone just give me a thumbs up. Greg, thumbs up. Perfect. Thank you. I only see certain people on the screen, so that's why I'm targeting you, Greg. Okay. Excuse me. Why is that in draft? Oh, I need to look at that ad. Okay, so you're going to go in and you're going to create an ad. Now you need to understand there are 2 types of ads. There are boosted posts and there's sponsored ads. A boosted post is when you go to your business page and you take an existing post and you boost it. So you say, I'm going to spend $20 and I'm going to boost it. And Facebook will take it and push it out to whatever $20 is worth. But just so you know, do 5 shares. Literally 5 shares, and you'll probably get about the same visibility as spending $20 on a boosted post. I'm not a huge fan of boosting posts for that reason, because I know shares will get me the same amount of visibility. Okay, so keep that in mind. Sponsored ads, however, are very different. They're not, even though I'm creating it from my personal account, it's linked to my business page. And a sponsored ad, as you can see on my screen, gives me different options. What's my marketing target? What am I trying to achieve? And based on what I'm trying to achieve will determine which campaign I choose to run. And in this case, we're going to do a lead generation. So I'm going to choose lead. Okay. Now you have an option to name. I name everything exactly what I know, what it's supposed to be, because trust me, when you want to find it later, because you might want to duplicate the ad, you need to know exactly what it is. So this could be, maybe I'm doing an ad for first-time home buyers. I'm going to do a free download, educating them on all the steps that they need to do to get ready to buy that first house. Okay. So I'm going to name it first-time home buyers. I'm just copying. And I give the name to every element. You have 3 elements in an ad. You have the campaign, which is your top level. Then you have the ad set, which is really your demographics and your budget. And then you have the ad itself. So I make sure I label them all identical, all the same names. So it's just me being anal. Okay. Just making life easier for myself. All right. So the very first thing you must do as a real estate agent, and includes when you're doing a boosted post, you must, right off the bat here, it says special ads category, you must choose housing. If you do not choose this, your ad will be rejected, plain and simple, okay? This was to do with a lawsuit that Facebook had that they lost, because they lose all their lawsuits, but it was around a privacy issue. So now what happens is you can only, when it comes to choosing your demographics, you are not able to utilize all the elements. You'll be restricted. So for example, so we're going to go down. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. We'll get to that portion. So I choose special housing, or special category housing. Okay, actually, and then that's all I'm doing on this screen. So next. All right. Oh, sorry, wrong page. It doesn't really matter. Does it? Let me just choose one. Yeah, let me just, I'm just dropping one in there just so I have something. Okay, so the next screen, this is another trick I want you to keep in mind. Okay, you're going to set your budget. Most of us choose a daily budget because we never think that there would be any other option. When you run a daily budget, it takes your money and your ad and it just pushes it out. Okay. Oh, plug in my computer. So it just goes. If I want better control of my money, if I actually do a lifetime budget, so if you click on this daily budget and you say lifetime, it's just for this ad. And you can drop in whatever amount, 25 bucks. Now, based on my dates, it's telling me that I need to put more money in. I'm just going to change my dates. So this is my start date. I'm just going to backtrack my end date. So let's say I'll go to the end of the month there, and it picked it up. So just know whenever it gives you the error, it just means that you haven't spent enough money on the time frame that you're selecting. So you can just play with your dates to get it to work or increase your budget. But you want to change it to lifetime. And then you're going to go here. See this show more options? Run ads all the time. That means my ads, that $20, $25, $10 of it could be running in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. So nobody's seeing my ad. So instead, I'm going to edit this. And I'm going to say run ads on a schedule. And now I get to, and this is use viewers time zone. So you want to do this if you're targeting across Canada or you're across the world, just make sure it's defaulted to be the viewer. And then you never have to worry about time zones. But this is where you can choose exactly when your ad should be going out. So your ad will stop and start. So you're not wasting your money. You're going to get more visibility for that $25. So you can choose it by clicking in each slot, or you can do an every day. So this is 12. This is what I normally do right here. That's the schedule I usually run. So from 6 a.m. to midnight. For my own business, I don't do ads on weekends. So I will take off weekends. Okay. Take off Sunday. So then all of a sudden my ad is only running during the time frames that I've dictated. All right. Really, really key. Then when you come down to audience, this is where your restrictions come in because you're real estate. You will be able to change and choose a location. Okay. So I'm going to edit this and I'm going to get rid of Canada. And I'm going to put in, I'm going to just put Whitby because I want to show you guys what happens. So when I choose a place, it's going to default and say plus 15. I cannot change that. I can do nothing with that. So it will take the Whitby and go 15. If I want to reach, let's say Brampton as well, right? Then I have to add Brampton in here because otherwise I'm not going to reach it because I cannot change the parameters. So now all of a sudden I've done here. Now at the same time, what if I just want to get right in here? I can just drop a pin. So you can scroll in and really drop into neighborhoods, literally into subdivisions, wherever you want to drop it. I could drop it right here. Okay. So you can target people by postal code, by GPS coordinates, by just scrolling in and dropping it on a street. So keep that in mind, but you won't be able to change the defaults of the plus 15 miles. The other thing you're not able to do is change your age demographics. So no matter what, you're targeting 18 to 65, which really sucks because anyone under the age of probably 26 that has a Facebook account is not ever really looking at Facebook. So you could end up wasting some of your money where ads are going into accounts that are never even people logged in, but you don't have a choice. Okay, so keep that in mind. So you have restrictions that you need to be aware of when it comes to doing ads. Okay. Now, I'm just going to skip through now. I'm not going to go through the rest of these. I want to go to where the lead ad is. So I want you to see the lead ad. So on the last page, this is where you physically write your ad. You will select your pages, Instagram. If you have an Instagram account, you can select it. You'll upload images, write your text, your verb, right, or your verbiage, whatever it is you're trying to sell, get your free first-time home buyers download, your guide to buying your first home, whatever it might be, short and sweet, boom, boom, boom. You can add a headline and so forth. Then what you do as you scroll down, this is where you create your form. This is your lead form. So when people click on my ad, they'll click on a button. You can choose the button. So you might say download. When they click on it, what's going to happen? It's going to take them into this lead form. And they will have to fill out the lead form. So I would create a form. Okay, continue. Now, right off the bat, guys, what you must do is click on the settings tab and change this to open. If you do not, your ad will not have a share button. And we want people to be able to share our ad for more visibility. Once you make the lead form, you cannot go back and edit this element. So you must do this up front. If not, you're going to have to go in and cancel your ad. Then you got to do a new lead form and connect it. So do this right off the bat, change it to open, and you'll be good. Give the form a name, so you know exactly what it is. First time home buyers download, whatever. Give it a name. You'll have an intro. So you just follow it through. But and you'll have a headline, questions. So this is the questions is where you get your information. So what am I asking them? Questions is if you want to ask them anything specific. And then you have your pre-fill questions, which is your email, your full name, and you can add. So let's see what other, they let me add a phone number, even as a real estate. And you can add, sometimes you might want to, oh, it won't, you can't do city, can you? No, I would have liked to have been able to see city. Province won't make a difference. I don't know if state, no, probably wouldn't pick it up. So you won't be able to find out the area they're coming in from. Excuse me. So you fill out this form. Just make sure, guys, you fill out each element. You all have privacy policies on your websites. As your top level company, Sutton at a top level would have made sure that there's a privacy policy on your website. Go to it and copy the www and just paste it in here, okay? You have to put a privacy policy, okay? And so once you finish filling all this out, you would say publish. I'm just going to say save draft. And you now have created a lead form to go with this ad. So now what happens, I'm hoping it lets me go. Are you sure? Yeah. So now what happens is that when the ad goes out and people see it, and if it's either a learn more button, a download button, whatever button you decide, when they click it, it will take them instantly into the lead form. You will fill it out, and they will fill it out. And the very last part of the lead form gives them an opportunity to go somewhere. So you get to add a link in there. Where at that point do you want to drive that end traffic? Once they filled out the form, where are you driving them? Now you can ultimately drive them to get the free download right off the bat, or you could choose that you have to email them the free download. And if you choose to do it that way, this will allow you to start a communication process with the individuals. Sometimes when we just drive traffic somewhere to get a free download, that's it, right? They get their free download. We don't know anything about them and they're gone. At least if you leave it that you have to send it to them yourself, you can start that process of talking to them. Any questions on lead ads? Any questions at all? Cynthia, I'm sorry. I see Cynthia's face. I'm sorry, Cynthia. I know it's overwhelming. The reality is, if you want to truly use social media to build, you have to put some work in it yourself. Now, at the same time, there are places like companies like Elite Marketing that can help with some of it. But when you're working it from a personal element, it's really hard to outsource that on a personal level. Business, absolutely, right? They can help you with that. But I think it's important for ourselves to even commit to half an hour a day on social media. Pick your platform. You don't need to do all of it. Pick your platform. Which platform is your audience sitting on, and master it, learn it, figure it out. I can tell you, Facebook alone, you can build a successful business. You don't even need another platform if you commit, but most of us don't have the time to commit. So we're trying to get on all platforms. So figure out where you want to commit your time to, because you need to commit some time. Okay. If you guys don't do your own engagement, if you're not like John or Kelly, Cheryl, if you guys aren't physically in there doing your own engagement and forcing people to respond to you, your content is not being seen. And I'll be honest, guys, I don't care what company you hire. I don't care what social media person you hire. If you are not doing some of it yourself, they're not going to be able to grow you. Nobody can grow you if you're not doing some of the personal elements that help you, because the algorithms are not in your favor when it comes to business pages right off the bat. So it's a combination of efforts. It's a combination of tasks that you need to do to build yourself up. If Instagram's your platform, you still have to do engagement. You can't just be putting a post out and that's it. You still need to go through your feed and do strategic engagement. The exact same thing happens. Whoever you're engaging on, then the algorithms will push your posts into their news feed or their feed of Instagram. So always be aware of that, okay? So Megan put a little note here. Want to learn more about social media in your business? Click on the link below to book a free needs assessment. So you can have someone go through from Elite, they'll go through your social media and do an assessment and determine really where you need help, what elements you could be doing. Okay. So make sure you take advantage of that. You're welcome.
It's a lot of information, and I've heard it so many times, right? We do a lot of our webinars, and it's like I learn something new every time. There is so much to know about social media, right? And like Tammy said, right, it's a prospecting method. It really is, right?
It is.
Whether you're geographic farming, whether you're door knocking, whether you're, FISBOs, whatever your prospecting methods are, it's better to pick one or two and work them really well. So if you're deciding to go with social media, learn it, right? Or partner with somebody who does know it and make the best of it.
Right.
As you mentioned, no obligation, but there is a link where we do social media needs assessments. So if you're interested, please let me know. I'm going to send an email out to everybody with the recording of this webinar, because I know there's a lot of information there. So please feel free to listen to it again. Gina, you have your hand up.
I just had one question for Tammy, just that is a ton of information to process, and it's great information, but trying to bite it off in small nuggets. I just wanted to make sure that my understanding of one key takeaway for me anyway was that the correlation between your personal page is really the full basis, the fundamental of being able to be successful with a business page. Is that a correct assumption?
Very much correct assumption.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a stand,
out of everything you do on social media, your personal will be the key. It will be the first line of defense because that's where the algorithms give its most focus. So you can take advantage of that by, if you're using your personal timeline strategically with getting content out there, you could still take a post from your business page and share it onto your personal timeline. Get in the habit of doing that. Even if you did it once a week, by sharing from your business page onto your personal timeline at least once a week, you're starting to bring visibility over to your business page because now the work you've been doing on your personal, now people are going to start to see the content coming from your business page if you're sharing it. And then all of a sudden you start to get a standard following of people. Like when I look at who's commenting and engaging on my business page, it's a standard group of people. They're faithful followers now. So I can almost 100% rely on them that they're going to engage. And that's what we ultimately end up building up. If you start from the personal, it will just blow out from there. Like it will just keep branching out and your visibility will just grow all around. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
That's
for that.
the problem. Most people don't realize how key our personal account is because we've always had the rule in our head that we're not allowed to use our personal for business. Now that's a gray area because that's not what the rule says. The rule says you can't create a business account in a personal. It doesn't say I can't work my personal for business. On Facebook, on your personal account, you can add your website, you can add all your social media links. If you guys haven't gone through your About tab on your personal, go through your About tab. There are features in there that allow you to promote your business. So Facebook, it's a grace area because they only say you can't have a personal account in a business name. They don't say I can't use it. So that's why I tell people use it strategically because it's a gray area. I don't want you to get in trouble, but you can use it strategically so that you're not doing like a hard sell. Like Mondays, for example, this one works really well. A lot of us do it. On Mondays, we'll take our calendars and we will write a status about what our week looks like. So I could be writing a status saying, I'm excited for this coming week. I'm doing a Facebook training session for a real estate brokerage. I'm doing I did a Facebook training session yesterday for a group of women. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I hope to get some personal time and I'm going to go out for a walk. So I write this status about what my week looks like. When people read it, they don't read it that Tammy's selling at all, right? So you get a very different reaction. And yet I am selling. I just told you I did Facebook training for real estate brokerage. So anyone on my friends list who's a real estate agent sees it, goes, what? They might now go talk to their upline at the brokerage and say, hey, I know this girl and da 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 da. But I didn't have to say, hire me. I just said, hey, this is what I'm doing this week. And from that, you were able to establish what I do for a living and potentially bring me business. Strategic, right? And if you can, when you write your post, ask a question at the bottom of it, at the end of it, right? If you're doing a lesson learn, talk about your lessons learned. People relate to that, right? Then ask a question. Have you ever found yourself in the same similar situation? Now, all of a sudden, you're getting people who relate to you because they read it and go, oh my God, yes, Gina. Oh my God, Gina, we need to talk. We need to share stories about this because you just resonated with someone who went through the same thing you did. And that's the best way to make a connection and build a relationship with someone. Okay. Personal all the way. Blah, 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 blah.
That's what real estate is, right? It's relationship building. We want our clients to come back. We want to, base our business on referrals and, past clients. What a great way to build your business. And these are ways that you do that connection, relationship. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else have a question?
Okay,
Oh,
so
God,
I'll
we
make
have-
sure, I'll send you the recording, Megan, because it's gonna download onto my computer. So once,
Awesome. Yes.
right, and then I'll get it sent to you, and then you can get it sent out to everyone.
Awesome. Perfect.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, like I said, I will send out an email to everybody, free needs assessment, and we're also giving away